Hello everyone, welcome to LCS Tonight. As Dash just said, I am Freak, that on the end is Azael, and this is Echo Fox's top laner, the air quotes really required here, Huni. Bot lane slash jungle aficionado, that's been awesome. So first things first, week 1 of the summer split is complete. Let's see how the teams are stacked up in 1 week's 2 games apiece. Give me everyone's first impressions. I mean, first place Echo Fox, you had to expect that.
I mean, it was pretty able to predict it, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Definitely, like, we're kind of strongest team at the all season, like last split. So, you know, I was not kind of expecting actually being like first place is that easy, but we still made it.
What position are you gonna play next, Toonie?
I mean, I'm playing for Phil.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay, you play Phil.
whatever.
It's just random.
I mean, whatever. Like, whatever at the back, just give me, I will carry.
One thing I want to call out is TSM 2-0 as well. It's a team that has almost always been sort of flamed for not adapting well to the new patches. This is probably the most different league has ever been, and they're off to a pretty good start, 2-0. So I think that's pretty happy for the TSM fans as well. But we can move on and talk about more of what's happened so far. In the LCS, I mean, it's been such a crazy, wild world, right? With 8.11 coming through, 8.12 is going to be next week. And you're one of the only teams that's actually been role swapping. I want to sort of talk about that. Like, is this just finding the right champions for you? Like, what's the reasoning behind?
I mean, I feel like there was a lot problem that having like a lot of team, like really a lot of team that can't get used to, like let's say AD carry. Obviously, they're not gonna be like good as much as when you play a bruiser, like not actually a pure AD carry, right? So like that was like we picked a problem that instead of like actually try to feed them for a bruiser or like AP major, like why don't we just put me that playing Yasuo like something like that's tough, right?
Easier for Altec to
Yeah,
learn
also,
Mundo
like-
than it is for him to learn Yasuo.
Yeah, for sure. Mundo is like obviously like really easy champion. And also example for today too, like jungler is not gonna be good at like Talia, like you know, like is able to predict it. Like that's why I think they gave us like kind of Talia because like, they didn't think that I'm gonna play actually Talia jungle.
Yeah. Did you watch LCK last night? Because Fly was playing on a Super Talia, but he was the Braum, and his jungler was playing Talia jungle. I thought that was kind of funny.
It's kind of funny that like, but there's like when you do super jungle, like you should know that where should you go. So kind of like jungler is better to be like junglers being like super jungle that like jungler usually know like where should it be.
Where to be on the map.
Yeah, so like it more makes sense that when you're super jungle, like sending jungler to actually being super jungle.
That's interesting. There's like a mix between like you need to know the role sometimes, you know the champion other times, and like you have to battle those.
Yeah, like you need to balance it like well, but it's like kind of hard to deal with it. Obviously.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, and I think it depends a lot based on what champions you're playing, right? Like if you want to play Darius bot, then that's probably a lot easier for Altec to learn than Yasuo bot and things like that. So it kind of makes sense to swap around on that. I'm kind of curious on your general thoughts as far as like what, you know, there's a lot of debate on if marksmans are still good, like if you can still play an AD carry in the bottom lane, like what is the correct way to play? Do you think that it is still pretty like relatively even, or is it just based on the strengths of your team?
I mean, it's like definitely it's gonna be like our strength that like actually we're swapping.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like also we can still do like standard. We haven't shown yet, and you know people's not gonna be able to like expect
The
it.
least expected
I
is
mean,
Huni on a tank.
Huni's the best Lucian in NA. I'm expecting the Lucian bot lane as soon as it gets unbanned, of course. Now, I do want to open the floor to all of you viewers at home. Let us know what topic you want us to cover next. Check out the vote on the bottom of the screen and spam chat with what you want to hear us talk about. The meta, Cloud9's roster swap, Huni's role swap, he did a little bit already, or the Golden Guardians upset over Team Liquid. Now, as you can see, there's a new set. We want to show it off, so we're going to put our pro players to the test every week in a new game we're calling Scion Speedway. We'll load our pros onto the practice tool with a custom-made racetrack, and they're going to use their ultimate to get the fastest time possible as you race through the rift, around hairpin turns, and avoiding obstacles along the way until you cross the finish line between the opposing Nexus turrets. There are a few rules. You can't go out of bounds, you can't flash over the walls, and you can only use your summoner spells or active items once a piece. Otherwise, you'll receive a penalty. So that's it. So Huni, head on over, do your best on our best friend testing station, and let us know when you are ready. Yeah, Huni, go for it.
Let's go.
You ready for that one?
I mean,
otherwise, you at home can bring this up.
I'm not playing if I'm not the best.
Yeah, of course.
He's gonna have to beat us though, because we both did this earlier.
Yeah.
To give kind of like a baseline, a very low baseline for what people might get. So Huni's got to know if he loses to us, he may maybe losing the spot on Echo Fox.
I mean, at least we're better Scion players,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
Okay,
clearly.
so Huni, you are ready to go whenever you think it's ready to unpause?
Cool.
All right, and hopefully we can bring the feed up for you guys, and it will be beautiful.
Am I starting?
Yes.
Right after?
Whenever you're ready.
Let's go!
All right. And he's off to the races. Of course, it is infinite cooldown to the ultimate. You got to juke around this one through the base gate and up around this turn.
He's doing pretty well so far.
Yeah.
Really, the hardest part, I think, of this is kind of this next big turn around this, as well as the target dummies up in the river.
Yep. There's the active items plus Predator.
Yeah, so he's actually popping all his actives now. He still, I think, has his flash available that he can use. But remember, he can't actually flash over the walls. So there's a bunch of target dummies up here that he's got to avoid. He's doing pretty well so far.
Good. And you kind of got the outside corner. It's going to be a bit of a slower turn. There's the flash to build some space. And then it's a little bit more finagling around these turns.
Oh, he got there! This is gonna be a really good time. He's beat us for sure. He's beat us for sure.
Yeah, for sure, number one.
Perfect! Boom!
All right. Yeah.
Nicely done.
That was actually really good times. There we go. We'll get the time for you pretty soon.
Yeah. We'll get the confirmation on the official time. But I'm pretty sure he smashed us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got both of us.
His spot on Echo Fox is safe for now. We'll see if
come on over
We'll see
if
if
you want.
anyone can best Huni in the coming weeks.
What's funny is my first run in practice, we gave him a few minutes to practice as well. My first practice run was way better than my listed time. I choked under pressure when the stopwatch came out, so in my mind I was 4 seconds faster. And there you go, Huni 45-10. Solid 2.5 seconds over Zale.
There you go. Well done. Well done.
But actually, you guys played pretty well, Dad. Like, I thought that this was like my perfect timing. That like, I think I'm pretty sure like I didn't have any mistake, but still it's like 2-second difference.
I think maybe after the target dummies, when you're running around that corner, it might be better to use your summoners there, because when you start your ult and stop your ult, because you have to like start it and then stop it again because it's such a sharp corner.
Kind of, yeah.
Maybe, but like there's little optimizations, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that was, I mean, you did really well.
Yeah, I mean it's like so hard to tell like which is like optimal.
items?
Yeah.
You actually bought things that I didn't, because you bought, I'm trying to remember the other item you bought, because I got like an extra Spellbinder, because it's like 10% move speed on it.
Yeah.
But you had a different active, and I forget what it was. But
I had
he had
just
Yomas.
Ghost Blade.
Yeah, he bought Yomas. I forgot
okay.
about Yomas, so did
Yeah, I used just like coin for the 10 move speed, but I didn't know what was better. I
Oh,
had no
cool.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, the Ghost Blade is like when you're like outside of the combat, right? So like you get
yeah.
the 40, which is like, that's the 10%, but you're not gonna, you won't be able to use Pembino 2 times. So that's why I buy like Ghost Blade, so you can use like active item.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I think like Ghost Blade was pretty good.
I'm also pretty interested to see if we actually have someone who's like a Scion, actual Scion player, because he can
Right.
bounce off the walls and you can do some
Best
crazy
top
drifting
laner. He's
stuff.
got to be the best Scion player.
He already admitted to me that he's not a Scion player. He's more of a Yasuo Riven type of guy.
Yeah, well, I know talking about him on the lounge, you're like, never played Maokai in my life, and you're like 6-1 at SKT with it, so he's a liar. Either way, we're going to check in with your guys' votes at home and see your next topic of conversation, and it is the Cloud9 roster swap by a landslide.
Okay.
That's what you want to talk about. Once again, it is Golden Glue and Keith and Zazel coming in, subbing out Jensen, Sneaky, and Smoothie. Did you interact with this? Did you scrim them or anything?
Yeah, I mean, we screamed kind of against them, and then they look pretty well, and like we actually learned a lot from them.
From their main team or from this current roster?
This current roster,
Okay.
because like they were screaming like really well. At the same time, I think they're like playing more in this meta, and same time they're like kind of probably like try more things, and also the Golden Glue played really well against Fabian too. Like that's why they could have like played more like instead of like 20 minutes like extra. They have more chance to actually can comeback it. I feel like pretty good because like I feel like they can like try more stuff because like obviously they're like younger or like new player because like, that's not like, you know, I don't know what I'm saying, but
yeah, maybe more hungry, right?
Yeah,
like
kind of.
We talked like Reaper and Jack talked about like the fire that the players had. They were really driven to try to play on the LCS stage, and sometimes I think new players coming in do have a lot of that. And to your point, I mean, Golden Glue played really well in the first game against Fabivin, and like you have to remember how bad their start was. Both their bot line died level 1, blew all their summoners, and then Svenskeren died topside before 2.5 minutes at level 2. And they still almost won that game, right?
Yeah.
So like without, like that was a horrible start. They even like died so late bot lane that they missed multiple waves.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't have that start, maybe they have a 2-0 weekend and you know, it's hard to say, but like it's pretty decent performance.
I would assume that because like he was like really good at that Zoe too. Like he was like have really, you know, priority mid like for whole time, and then like Zoe also is like really good champion for like 1v9 too.
Sure,
you know?
yeah.
So definitely, why not?
Yeah, I gotta say personally, I am very pleasantly surprised by Golden Glue. I think like this is a player that I've wanted to see do well for a while, and it's always been very, very sketchy on stage. And like yeah, the solo kill at like level 5 or whatever in that first game, like he's been pretty solid. So that's been cool to see.
I guess the last question I would have for both you guys then would be, do you actually think they'll keep this roster, or will the other guys come back? Because I still assume that like, Smoothie, Jensen, and Sneaky are the stars of the team, have been on the team forever, have been to Worlds, and made it to quarterfinals a bunch of times, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I don't see them sticking with this roster unless they played like incredibly well, just because the other roster is so tried and true.
I mean, I feel like if they play keep right now, I feel like they could be the like pretty top team. That's what I feel. And like obviously they're gonna like decide to which is like Jensen and Sneaky and between like Golden Glue and like Keith, right? And I feel like for sure they can play better at like kind of which is like meta right now. It's like really there's a lot of new stuff and like not standard kind of. So I feel like if it's like standard, I feel like there could be chance that come back in too.
Okay, I want to press you on a very specific question. Let's say tomorrow is NALCS Finals, Echo Fox versus Cloud9. Which roster would you rather face to have a better chance of winning? The old one or the one that played today?
Today. Because we're just too good at this meta too.
Okay, doesn't even matter. You're gonna play these guys anyway.
Tuni's gonna win regardless.
I mean, that's true, obviously. 3-0 in the third place match, of course. So NALCS Tonight is all about you all watching at home. We want to review some of the moments from this weekend that you called out using hashtag LCS Big Plays, brought to you by Acer Predator. First up, Glenn Reich praises the return of NA's own Vault Boy and his solo queue against Evan's Lulu.
By no means is this goal lead unwinnable, right? They are not even 2,000 gold behind, but they need to stabilize.
Oh, he might just be dead! Into the mid lane, Golden Glue answers back!
Seeing a solo kill on your opponent's star player is going to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, courtesy of your own star player, Golden Glue.
I mean, he was really sick. He almost also got a second solo kill. I remember like with Fevin roaming down a bot, he was super close to killing him. So really good performance, honestly, from Golden Glue. I think it's some of the best play we've seen him have on the LCS stage.
Yeah, I was watching it also. He kind of misplayed for what you mentioned about the second solo kill. I think he could have solo kill kind of, but pretty sure from there like you can tell maybe this guy is not as like experienced as much as like Jensen. Probably like if you play like kind of like best or optimized, you could have just like solo kill too. But that's why I gotta say kind of weakness. But still like he played like super well. Like that game should have been like over like 20 minutes earlier, like for sure if there was no Zoe pressure mid.
Yeah, so that's by him, but of course they did lose that game. Now next up, TSM put a capper on their 2-0 weekend with a quadra kill picked up by Hanser.
Turtle over the wall, flawless duet, locks him in place, and there's the ultimate coming from Bjergsen. He might have bit off more than he can chew, but the team is behind him, and now they're onto Flame. Sven still drilling the arrows into Flame, and now they're onto Keen. This is gonna be all she wrote, and they knock him down under his own turret. Quadra kill for Hanser.
Yes, go.
Wait. Stairs.
Good job, guys.
Kill his GP.
Don't know. He has stopwatch. Don't know about flash. Probably has.
We can.
Think about stopwatch. Nice.
Aurelia.
4 kills going over to the top laner TSM. They run over that fight, and that was one that looked like it was gonna go FlyQuest's way at the start.
All right, whose Mundo is better, yours, Altex, or Hanser's right there?
I'll take his best Mundo ever I've seen.
Absolutely agree. Just want to get that. Just want to make sure that you were also
Didn't
backing that one
appreciate the
up.
pure mechanical skill there.
You walked out of
and
and
that
pressed
quadra
Q.
kill?
Ooh.
I can't play Mundo. He's too hard champion for me.
Yeah.
I believe that, but Sion on point, of course. So finally, Wonder from G2 asks why Yankos can't play Rengar like Dardoch can.
Phoenix is ripping through the team. Damage still there. It's a mess. And that's a double in for Solo. He's alive for long enough to try and get the rest of them as Dardoch has got no sums left. CG 3 up, still looking to try and complete the ace, and Dardoch will get flinged back. Solo got his teammate killed.
I can catch. Just catch. 5 seconds.
Watch out for, yeah, okay.
You guys go.
3 seconds.
Watch, he's gonna jump.
He's gonna jump. Let me get him. Just do some damage to him.
Nice. Get out of there, boy.
Holy you got it.
I like they got to play Rengar top, by the way. I was so excited when I saw that come in. I was like, wait a second, he's got teleport. It's Rengar top. I got all excited. Do you blame Solo or Lyra for that Graves kill, though? Because he flung him into the brush, but Lyra, like, cheated up.
I'll flame be honest Solo. Like, you don't need to flip over there, right?
Okay.
So he, like, since could have nearly solo kill Rengar over there. So, like, why not? I'll say, like, you didn't need to really, like, flip press E and make sure not landing at the like brush, so
Right,
he
yeah.
can't jump it.
So you have to give Dardoch a rating. What do you give him out of 10 on his top lane performance?
He actually solo carried this game too.
So what is it? Is he a perfect 10?
Like 9.5.
9.5. 9.5. That's pretty good,
He does,
Dardoch.
I mean, he does a jungle difference, be honest. He got,
Yeah,
he
it was very
ganked
much
up, like
jungle.
2 times in a row.
Yeah,
Top is jungle difference.
Yeah, top is jungle difference, but
But
even
you
though
were the jungler, so why
Yeah.
weren't you up there? You're trolling.
no, top is that role right now. Like that's why
No,
top,
but not in this game, not for you.
top just ganked. Like I don't care even top die. It's just like go for bot and then take turret, take the ocean deck for team. Why not? That was my job.
You're
my
the top
target,
laner.
yeah.
Dardoch, this is why I don't gank your lane. I ignore you. Look what we got. Next time around, you know why. Okay, I like that. This
For
is good.
sure. I mean, we kind of didn't like even communicate that well because I could have said like there could be grapes going there, but like I kind of didn't say it because like I was not like used to, and I was like kind of nervous that playing first time at the tournament.
Sure.
Playing jungle, so like it was my bad for
So
sure.
he's 9.5. What are you out of 10 for your jungle?
I mean, I'm 10.
You're 10? You're still a 10? But you just said you made mistakes.
He's like, I made all these
How can you
mistakes.
fucking
Still 10.
It was all planned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Normally it would be like 11 or a 12, but today was a 10.
All planned.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's great. So earlier in the day, we asked you at home to submit questions for myself, Azael, and Hooney to answer. So now is the opportunity. Up first from Rael's Army. Once Banner of Command, do you expect the Marksman meta to return as comps lose safe siege? My first answer is I think that will happen a little bit. I think that is sort of part of the puzzle, but not the entire part of the puzzle. That I think we still see, fighters and mages and whatnot down there. How about you? What do you think with Banner gone?
I mean, without banner gun, probably like I'm pretty sure you can't kind of like take turret with like old melee, obviously.
Sure,
but,
not all melee.
Like it's gonna be like for sure hard to close the game like compared to when you actually have pure like marksman.
Okay.
So probably I would say it should be comeback. Like I mean I think we should try first and to see how it's going on, and we will see. But I would assume that if there's no like banner siege and who can like hit the turret kind of, it's gonna be like depends on like what they have. But pretty sure if you have no like range champion, I feel like you just can't close the game kind of.
Okay.
Like when they have like let's say Ziggs, what can you do?
What about Omwrecker? Do you remember that item exists?
Oh, he's
You
still on
turn
it?
off the turret for 5 seconds and power dive.
It's still on it?
Pretty sure it still exists.
It does still exist.
We gotta
See?
we gotta try.
All right,
It's
new
interesting
meta.
because I think like mages still do a lot of damage to turrets, right?
Yeah.
So maybe you can't have 5 melee, but like you bring a Ziggs mid or whatever, and that's your siege, right? Like maybe you can do something like that.
Like auto W.
Yeah, exactly. Or you do 1-3-1 split push and stuff like that. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what teams come up with.
Okay, well, next up is a tweet from Dennis Altina. With lots of players moving around the map, do you think we could see a future where players aren't scattered for their map position, but rather their champion style they specialize in?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like hard to say for now, right?
Sure.
And it's gonna be like 8.12, which is like we haven't played that. I can't say for the like future.
Sure.
I'm not the who looking for a future, like looking for a future at the dream, So, I mean, let's see. Like I prefer this meta, like for sure, because I can play like whatever I want to play.
Yeah, it's great.
But I didn't show like my best champion also. Like it's gonna be more fun if it's like keep this meta too.
Yeah. I hope it stays. I personally do. I actually really like the difference in styles, the fact that we're seeing players move around the map and whatnot. I think it's really cool myself. But yeah, I guess we'll see what scouting looks like in the future. And finally, Jangu has one for Hooney. How do you decide what you're playing?
I mean, I don't know. I used to play like Talia a lot, like at the top. Be honest, like we were like keep thinking about like, what if we go just rank a jungle and then playing Talia top? Like could work too, right? Like you guys can see like Talia's gonna beat Singed.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
for sure. So like why not? And I was like thinking about like,
I thought you were gonna do Rise top. I thought you were gonna play Rise top in a Singed because that's pretty good too.
yeah, but Phoenix Rise is like too clean. Like
Okay.
I can't go there. Like that's not my level.
Out of 10, what's Phoenix's rise?
11.5.
11.5.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's
yeah, okay,
pretty
that sounds
good.
about right.
Yeah.
All right.
And like I was like 10, so.
Yeah, of course. It makes total sense. Of course. All right. So then thank you, of course, for that answer. Now, before we sign up for the weekend, let's take a look at next week's schedule brought to you by Jersey Mike's. We can see Saturday's games up right about now. And Echo Fox takes on Optic Gaming in the middle of the day. That's going to be one to watch for. But Team Liquid continue their attempt at first place with facing a CLG who won today.
And a lot of people are going to be excited to see, is Cloud9 staying with this roster? Are they going to swap back? We knew they were doing this for the first week, but kind of remains to be seen.
I mean, I feel like C9s are gonna be like kind of stacked like with the current roster because like they performed too well. I feel like right for this week.
You think they keep him in?
Kind of.
Okay, fair enough. I want to bring up 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. I think both these teams are 0-2. Which one do you think comes up with this one?
But I feel like FLICKR is still playing well with the week 1, but like they kind of get like I don't know. They kind of like mess up a lot at the like middle game when they have like lead for the like all the other like game. I saw like they almost won even today, so I'm pretty sure they have a lot for the future. Then I'll say like 100 Thieves.
Okay. And of course, if you are looking for a different perspective, Clutch Gaming's Apollo and Solo will be joining me on the NALCS Lounge for Game 4, which is 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. So stay tuned for that. I will hope to do a better job than Kobe did yesterday. But of course, it's a very high bar to reach. He had plenty of very good guests as well. Now, that's going to be it for us here on NALCS Tonight. Thank you again to Hooney for joining us. He is amazing and at least a 13 out of 10 as a guest. But now for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week for more NALCS.
Yesterday, North America jumped into patch 8.11, and while we saw some of the picks rather teased in different regions, it just left us wanting more.
Sven still drilling the arrows into Flame, and now they're onto Keen. This is gonna be all she wrote, and they knock him down under his own turret. Quadra kill for Hunter. Now they might lose Keen. What an ultimate from Bjergsen, nobody can even get out. And now it's Flame falling. And the Nexus in the eyes of TSM, as well as a 2-0 start to the summer split. TSM take down FlyQuest.
If we play scared, we're gonna lose. Let's just focus on playing our game, going for our plays, and we'll take it from there.
Level 1 kills coming up. There's one. Serve him up. 2.
Is anyone scared here?
Never scared.
Spooked.
Never scared.
He says we're letting it rip, boys. Golden Guardian goes dead, and he just absolutely deletes Team Liquid.
The TP with the ult from Gunshot, gonna line them all up. He gets a 3-man knock up at CLG. Wipes that team fight.
Singe is dead. Milk him out. I still kill. We got him. Nice.
Oh my God.
Well, right now I see Hooney with Talia and a Smite. So I'm getting some inklings.
Are you confident playing the jungle Talia?
Why not?
Oh my God, I'm gonna play top. I'm hella nervous, by the way.
CG, 3 up, still looking to try and complete the ace, and Dardock will get flinged back. Solo got his teammate killed, and now he's going to pop the Zon into Hooney. Did take down Apollo and Echo Block. They lose Phoenix, but they find so much more. They can take him out. It's a real good pick to get. He is going to be fit. Liquid wants the taunt. He will find it, and Zazel able to grab the shutdown.
Hit the Nexus, guys. Hit the Nexus.
Hit it. I can't. Please kill it.
He's like, yeah, we won.
I'm dead already, man.